Welcome back, 412-575-2600 on the Bordas and Bordas hotline. Before we get to that, let's answer a couple tweets. P.A. Ram says, no reason why the Pirates can't spend more money. Milwaukee's payroll is $126 million and the Pirates is $77. Aren't these two markets comparable in TV revenue, revenue sharing, etc.? Revenue sharing, yes, everybody pretty much gets the same cut. TV revenue, I cannot speak to that because not every TV deal is made equal. Now, there's the revenue that they take from the national TV contract. That gets distributed evenly. At least I'm under the impression that's the case. But local TV revenue, I'm going to take a wild stab and say Milwaukee's TV revenue deal is probably better. I'm basing that just on a hunch. I don't have the numbers to totally support that, so I'm not going to be able to say wise or otherwise. So I can't confirm that much. As far as the money that gets distributed from MLB, that's an equal share. And I think that's one thing that people point to immediately. It seems to be the easy thing to point to. And it's not wrong. It's not wrong to take that tack. However, when you're talking about local revenue and what each team makes locally, especially with TV revenue, that's a different story. The Pirates probably have one of the lesser, not as good local TV deals as far as it goes, as far as how much money they make. So that might be the difference. But once again, I can't speak to Milwaukee, so I can't answer that 100%. But I understand the point. Rob says, just a reminder, the Tampa Bay Rays are last in all of MLB in payroll and sit at 39-24. Rob is right. And Tampa's a team that's been doing this for a while. They haven't been spending a lot of money. They've just been really good in how they acquire players. They've been willing to take risks in how they approach certain things. Remember, Tampa's a team that uses the opener. They just did that recently and got wins because of it. And I talked about this during my radio show, Sunday morning, 7 a.m., 93.7 The Fan. Greg Finley and I talked about this, and I picked Tampa specifically to win a certain game because they were using an opener and the pitcher they were using. His name is Ryan Stanek. He's actually a pretty good pitcher. I covered him when he played at Arkansas like 7 years ago. And the kid that came behind him, Jalen Beeks, who did the bulk of the job behind him, well, another Razorback. But still, the way Tampa's deploying their pitchers, plus they have guys like Austin Meadows, and then there's that Tyler Glasnow guy that works too. But the way Tampa has done things, they've been willing to go the extra mile where the Pirates don't seem to be willing to go. And I thought my guy Alan Saunders, shout out to Alan, he had a really good Twitter thread a couple weeks ago talking about how the Pirates seem to be a team that wants you to think they're based on this, and they claim that they're based on this and based on that. But when it comes to being completely up and down, if they want to be an up and down analytic team, there were some things some steps they just won't take. Or if they want to be a team that's completely committed to doing one thing or another, let's say if we're using the opener. They're committed to using the opener, but there's a couple steps that they just won't seem to take. It's almost like they're in the room, but they've got 1 foot in the door and 1 foot out. And if you're going to be that way, if you're going to be a team that doesn't spend money, if you're going to be in a small market, I'd rather you be like a Tampa. I'd rather you be smart in your player development. I'd rather you be shrewd in your trades, knowing when to trade guys and knowing when to bring certain guys in. And if you're going to do something that's a little bit more cutting edge, do it and be both feet in. I'd rather see them do that. And I think that's really where a lot of the frustration lies when I'm looking at that situation in particular. Let's go to the phone lines. Clinton Altoona. Clinton, you're on the Nightly Sports Call.
Thanks for taking my call.
Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, I saw the NBA Finals. I'm going to make a couple comments and ask you a couple of questions. First of all, watching the last couple of games, you could tell last night's game especially, Curry, he was spent. I mean, the day before he had to pretty much pick up the scoring slack for both Durant and Klay Thompson.
Agreed.
And then last night, the latest game, Boogie Cousins comes in and gives him absolutely nothing, and Kerr was forced to put Looney in, who's had a broken collarbone or hurt collarbone. I give the guy a lot of credit for trying to play. He tried his darndest. He couldn't get anything going. And I want to ask, they say every year, LeBron, best player in the league. You got, Durant, Steph Curry, James Harden. They don't bring up Kawhi Leonard that much. This guy is awesome. I mean, he's a great free throw shooter, number one. The whole team's a great free throw shooting team. He's a great defender. I don't think he gets the kind of credit he deserves for being a superstar. And he's been bringing it basically the entire playoffs long with almost 30 points per game average.
Clint, I got to cut you short here because we're almost getting a break. But you made a lot of great points. And I'll say this much about Kawhi Leonard because what you're saying is absolutely true. I think Kawhi Leonard got a bad rap because he played the beginning of his career in San Antonio. And that's such a team-oriented organization. And the way that they're structured, it's never really built around one guy. But Kawhi had so many different things that he brought to the table. So when he had to finally leave San Antonio and gamble on himself and go to a team like Toronto after that trade, it made a lot of sense where he gets to open up and really show a little bit more of what he does. And now we're really starting to see more of it because he's relied upon a lot more than he might have been in, say, San Antonio, where things are a little bit more evenly distributed. It's more team-oriented. Got to take a break. We'll wrap up when we come back. Stick around.